I'm Elvira Guzman. I'm an author, speaker, publicist, and talk show host. I've owned a publicity company for 10 years after starting my career working for Steve Harvey as a radio and television producer. I've worked on TV and films with celebrities like Halle Berry, Forrest Whitaker, Terrence J, Amber Rose, Mike Epps. I've done concerts for Ice Cube, The Game, Music Soul Child. I've worked on books for Shirley Strawberry, Troy Byer, and I've done philanthropy projects with Hollywood's heroes like Danny Trejo. Throughout my career, all of the projects I've done have had one common thread. They all help people find their way. We're back, and my next guest is best known for being the radio queen of the #1 hip-hop station in Los Angeles, Power 106. She's been cast on shows on Nuvo TV and VH1. She's the owner of I Say Productions, and she does a lot for our community. I'm really excited to welcome my friend, Yessie Ortiz.
Thank
Yessie,
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Elvira. Thank you for having me. I mean, I'm excited to be here, and what a great view that we have of the Hollywood Boulevard. This is awesome.
It's wonderful. I love it here.
Yeah, this is really great.
So congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you.
As soon as anyone hears your name, they're like, oh my God, they get so excited because we've grown up with you, just, being on the radio and at all of the events. And you've won tons of awards over the years. So tell me, what made you chase your dreams?
It was just me having a dream when I was little, really. Honestly, I didn't even know what I wanted to do until I turned early 20s, 21. I was 20 or 21 when I realized I wanted to get into this entertainment business. But being little and having my mom and my dad, having come here undocumented and working to become citizens, and then having the blue collar job, the 9-to-5 job, they still managed to bring music influence in my life, so I was still enjoying the music world, and I loved it, and I loved how it made my mom feel happy and how she kind of learned English that way, listening to the Bee Gees and Michael Jackson. And I was like, gosh, music brings such joy and such happiness to people. You can be sad and listening to a song and you're just you feel, and I just love the way it felt. And as I got older, I was like, I think I want to do something in music. I just didn't know what it was, but that one little feeling is what started it and what made me want to chase my dreams.
Wow.
It's a little seed was planted, and that's just, and I can never get rid of it. Yeah, I can never get rid
we're
of
all glad that it never went away. So I read that when you first started in radio, guys, she's from Orange County, but she used to travel all the way to Vegas and then all the way to Mexico before landing her big job at Power 106. What gave you that drive?
Oh, it was my family, really. My family's what gave me my drive. So when I started in radio, I grew up in Orange County, but I was working in Orange County, and then I moved to Long Beach, and I was going to school. So then when I got my first radio job, it was going to Vegas. So I'd go from Orange County to Long Beach to Vegas.
Oh my
and then
God.
Back, And then when I got my job in Mexico, it was, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to move into Tijuana. So I just said, I'm just moving into Tijuana. And then my family was still in Orange County, so I would go travel and visit. My family was the main reason why I wanted to come back to California, because doing radio in Vegas was something that was so fun to do, being 21, 22 years old and doing radio in Vegas. And you know how that is, the city that never sleeps, Sin City for real. And it was, wow, living a life. But at the same time, I missed my family. We're Latinas. We understand what it's like to not have, we understand what it's like to have your family around and constantly, whether they're negative, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you have those uncles or your tias especially who are like, no, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? They're like your second moms. And it's just like, oh my God. You still miss that, you still miss that dynamic. So it was my dream to come back to California to work at a radio station in hopefully Los Angeles back then, and I just wanted to get back home. And I was dealing with some other personal family issues and things like that made me come back to California.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
yeah,
I
it
know
was my
that we
family.
all experience setbacks. What do you do to stay motivated? Especially in Hollywood, there's so much negativity that goes around. What do you do to stay happy and positive like you are?
You know, thank you. Thank you for thinking that I'm that all the time. I try to be, you know what? I have this, I have this thing. I don't like to throw pity parties for myself. I think when you throw pity parties for yourself, if you're continuously doing that, you are literally attracting the exact same thing for you to happen the next day and the next day and the next day. If you want to feel bad about what you did, or maybe how you know how you felt or how you handled something or whatever it was, that's okay to feel it for the moment, but it needs to be immediately replaced with how you can make it better and how you can move forward and how you can learn from that. Because having a pity party and just staying there, there's literally no reason for it, and you're just going to continue to attract that same energy, you know. So what I like to do is, like, when I feel like terrible, or feel bad, like, I'll vent, I'll talk to God, I'll talk to him, and I'm like, why, what is happening? But immediately my mind starts to wander and think about, okay, how can I make it better? Because I don't like this feeling. Who likes to be sad?
Girl, a lot of people.
Who likes to be sad? I don't understand who wants to. I get it. Yeah. We've all gone through our things, and everybody's problem is bigger than the person next to us. And not to take away from your pain, but why would you want to continue to be in pain when you have the power and the ability to try to fix it and make it better?
Exactly.
I read somewhere that if you can just give 1% a day to something that you want to change, 1%. Let's say you're eating a lot of hot Cheetos and you're like, I don't want to eat any more hot Cheetos, right? You give 1% of, like, not eating the last Cheeto, and then the next day not eating the last 4 Cheetos, and then the following day not eating the 5. You know what I'm saying? 1% of trying to do something better for you, for yourself, that makes a big difference.
You're so right, because a lot of people feel that, for instance, if they want to stop drinking or want to stop smoking, that they have to do it just right there. But that's hard, and that's why so many people never do it. You're right.
Just 1%. You want to be nicer to people? Try it. You know what I mean? Try giving 1% of kindness to people. I promise you it'll change if you continue to do that. And then, like, you'll start to see good things happening to you. Yeah. You know? So that's how I always felt. You know, my dad always just said to me, you be loyal, you have communication. Loyalty, communication, and honesty takes you a long way.
Yeah.
And those were the words that I still live by.
That's great advice. Now, I know a lot of our viewers, they know what their dream is, but they just don't have the courage to pursue it. What advice can you give them to say, okay, today I'm going to start somewhere?
Yeah. My parents did not want me to be in, like, music or radio. My mom was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? My dad was like, was kind of like was in and out of the hospital, so he didn't really know what was going on, but he couldn't give me the encouragement that I needed, so I didn't have that there. And everybody else was just like, what is this radio? Como, like, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand. And I was just like, no, I won't, you know, I love the idea of being able to bring people, like, joy or, like, some sort of smile in their face, or be that positivity for them. And there's sometimes just God shows you the way. That's what it is. Sometimes just God shows you the way. And it never left my soul. It never left what I wanted to do. If you wake up every morning and you're thinking, gosh, one day, I just want to be the best hamburger flipper. You know what I mean? I just want to go and flip hamburgers and make the best gourmet burgers. Then stay there in that moment and see how you can do that. What does it take? You know what I mean? And does it excite you? When you think about what the overall goal is, does it excite you? For me, the overall goal was to be closer to my family and do something that I love, which was be a part of music, be part of of history, and being able to change the world and the lives of people through music. And I just play music and I'm around it, but I support it. I encourage it. I'm part of, artists and their lives some way, somehow. And I love that. So the overall goal for me was always that it excited me. So it's like, oh my God, this excites me so much. I can't stop thinking about it. So I'm going to figure it out. And my mom wanted me to be a nurse, and I did go to school to be, I started taking anatomy courses before I got into radio. And I was like, I just can't do this. This isn't for me. Like, I really still think that I can help people in a different way.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do that now with where I'm at and what I've been able to do.
You do. Literally, I'll be leaving a meeting where it was bad, and I'll always put it on your radio station because your voice and the way that the music you play, you just inspire me. And I know that you do that for tons of people.
Thank you.
Now, I know that in addition to having your demanding career, everyone, she does a lot for the community. And in addition to that, I know that you've adopted 7 kids. What has motivated you to be like this angel on earth? Who taught you this?
Well, thank you. I actually, my 7th niece wasn't adopted physically from me, but she was in my custody up until the age of 12, and now she's back with her biological mom, so that's really great. Yeah. My other 6 babies are adopted and officially mine. They're no longer babies anymore. My other one, my last girl turned 18 this Friday, so she's like, oh my god, ready to college and jobs and everything. What really what it was down to it, I'm a, I didn't have the best relationship growing up with my mom. I love my mom, but I didn't have the best relationship. My dad, I'm more of a daddy's girl, so when I was living with my dad from the age of 12 to 18, those were my time of being with my parents. My dad then had a really bad accident when I turned 18. I've always wanted a family dynamic. I would go to my friends' homes and I would see mom and dad and then all the brothers and sisters around. And I wanted that. Like I wanted to have to be together with the family. And when my kids, at that time were my nieces and nephews, they were taken into, foster care. I couldn't go any other day knowing that they were all separated and that we were all separated. Yeah. Like I couldn't see a school bus. I couldn't see kids leaving school with their little backpacks and the little lunch pails. I couldn't see that. I literally would break down in tears because my nieces and nephews were everything, or still are everything to me. And I had to figure out a way to get them out. And I managed to figure out a way to get them out with the help of my mom. And we sold a house that we had together in Vegas, and we hired a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, this is 50-50 chance that you're going to get them. And I got them in my custody, and here we are now, and it's been amazing. I really feel they saved me. I really feel they're the ones that really motivated me. When I say my family motivated me, whether it is that you have a family, you create your own family. Family, it is literally the essence of life. If you really think about what family is life, and that's what I just wanted.
Wow. Well, I commend you. I definitely commend you. You're an incredible woman.
Thank you.
We've received tons of social media questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions
go ahead.
answer the audience?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So let's see. Mike from India asks, my dream is to be a famous rapper, but I don't have the finances to create an album or to move to Hollywood. What can I do to start chasing my dream today?
I would suggest that social media is your best friend. Social media is your best friend. It is free. And you don't need to have money to put yourself out there. You don't need to have money to literally record a beat off of your computer. If you have a computer, great. If you're going to invest in anything first, invest in a computer. Mm-hmm. Figure out how you can get your money to invest in a computer, because a computer will be able to provide you with software that you will need to create your own music, and it'll give you the access to the World Wide Web, where you can actually put yourself in front of people on Instagram, on YouTube. You should have a YouTube channel. You should have SoundCloud. You should have Spotify. You should have all the free benefits of a digital platform at your disposal so you can showcase your talent. You'd be surprised on how many people get discovered that way. And really work that angle and really work on creating your own fan base.
Yeah, that's incredible advice, because even Justin Bieber got discovered on YouTube, right?
Justin Bieber got discovered on YouTube. Tori Kelly got discovered on YouTube. There's a lot of people, that have been discovered on YouTube and still are.
So you guys heard it. There's no excuses.
No.
Chase your dreams today.
Absolutely.
Okay. Margaret from Nevada asks, I'm extremely shy, but I would love to be on radio. Did you ever have to overcome stage fright or being nervous to talk in front of others?
Absolutely. Yes. 1,000%. I'll tell you how shy I was when I was in elementary school. If the teacher asked me to come up to the front of the class and give a speech or a presentation or whatever it was we're doing, I would take the F. I would take the F as opposed to going up in front of class. I was so nervous and still am. I still sometimes get very nervous, depending on what my surroundings are. But yeah, I was the shyest girl in school. I didn't really talk to many people. So that's why I think with radio, I was in a room, you know, similar to this one, closed off. I didn't have windows, but, you know, I just had my imagination. And that's all I needed. My imagination and music to get me to escape and get me out of my shell. Because nobody was watching me.
Yeah.
Nobody was watching me. Now everybody, I don't even know who's watching me. But in my mind, no one's watching me. And I'm just talking to my best friend.
Yeah.
That's how I do radio.
That surprises me, but it doesn't, because when I worked with Steve Harvey before his big comedy shows, he would still get tremendously nervous, and I met him really far along in his career.
Yeah.
And so we all deal with it. I was incredibly shy also, and it is possible.
Yeah. And that shyness is good, though, because it drives you, you know? It drives you to, like, I just want to do a great job.
And I also think that it keeps us humble, because we don't feel that, okay, I got this, it's going to be great. We still have that sense of, like, okay, I need to try my best.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we still want to do as best as we can and be the better version of ourselves. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, we have one last question.
Okay.
Sarah from New York asks, I've known my dream is to be on radio for many years, but I've suppressed it because my parents want me to become an attorney. I'm in law school to make them proud, but I feel no passion for this career. Should I pursue my dream, or should I continue doing what my parents want for me?
Well, this is what I would ask. How much do you love law school, and how much do you love the idea of being on the radio? Then I would add, why not do both? If you could do both, why not do both? I mean, you are an attorney. You can create your own lane. If you are going to study to be an attorney, there is a problem right now in America, and we are divided. And there's a lot of, I would love to seek, know my rights. If I'm an undocumented person here, I would like to know what my rights are if ICE comes knocking at my door. If not, just I don't know what type of law she's studying or what law you're studying, but if whatever that type of law that you're studying is, why not try and branch your both worlds? I wanted to be a nurse and help people. I necessarily didn't go into a hospital to help people, but I feel like my radio station, my platform, has given me an opportunity to help people in a different way. So I've been able to bridge my both of my worlds that I like. I like helping people. That's why I do community events, and I like to do whatever I can to use my platform and be the voice for those who don't have one. So if she could do the same, why not discover and do both?
Yeah, and we're living in an age where we could have several different careers. We don't just have to do one thing like back in the day. We could do anything we want.
Absolutely.
We can't let people stop us.
Got your, listen, you produce your own show, you host it, you do your own PR for it. This woman has like 10 jobs.
I do.
Literally. I'm like, where is she at now?
Well, I am Mexican, so I do work a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much. We're out of time. I can't believe it went by so fast.
I know, it went by fast.
Thank you. I know that you inspired all of our viewers, and you definitely have to come back again.
I hope so. It was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. Thank you. We'll be right back after these messages.